What's up, everyone? And today we are reacting to free agency in the NFL, part AFC. Let's get into it. First of all, we got the Buffalo Bills with QB Mitchell Trubisky. I mean, he's a backup QB. It's what he is. He might play if Josh Allen gets hurt, which I have a bad feeling will happen, because last year I had a feeling that Justin Jefferson was going to get hurt. That is why I did not draft him in fantasy. I have a bad feeling that Josh Allen's going to get hurt this year. Wide receiver Mack Hollins. I mean, that's a very good replacement for Khalil Shakir, I believe his name is, and Gabe Davis. He is pretty much just a taller Gabe Davis, is what he is. Curtis Samuel. That is a very good move. He is underrated, but he gets hurt a lot. He's going to get hurt this year. I guarantee it. He's going to miss at least 5 games. Dion Dawkins. I am glad to see other players getting paid more because wide receivers and quarterbacks take too much of the cap. You have to have good offensive line. A good offensive line is literally the key to success on offense. Alright, up next is David Edwards. He is a soft spot in my heart because I am a Rams fan, and David Edwards was on the Super Bowl team. The center Will Clapp, which I don't remember what team he was on before, but that's a good signing because they lost Mitch Morse. AJ Epinesa. Wasn't he one of their middle linebackers last year? I don't really remember him, but nice. Casey Toohill. Interesting. I'm just gonna fly by these backup players because, yeah. Austin Johnson, good practice squad guy. I think Daquan Jones, he's a good defensive tackle alongside Ed Oliver. Deshaun Williams, Nicholas Moreau. He was pretty good. I believe he was really good on the Dolphins, I think. Taron Johnson, he is good. Cam Lewis. I don't know who that is. Mike Edwards. I believe he's a veteran safety from the Bucks. Taylor Rapp. Yep, he holds a soft spot in my heart, too, because Rams fan. Looking over the Buffalo Bills' entire free agency, just their signings, they definitely got better and filled the holes they need to fill. Of course, I'm not sure how many people have actually left the Bills, but they got good depth players, they got good replacement players. They got what they needed. I'll give them a B. They didn't make any really splashy moves, but they did good. Moving on to the Miami Dolphins. Salvon Ahmed. Interesting. I mean, he's a good depth running back. Raheem Mostert, 2-year deal, $9 million. I saw this on a notification on my phone. I was just like, they probably paid him a ton, but $9 mil, that's a good deal for him. Braxton Berrios, he's a good depth wide receiver. Robert Craycraft, he's a good depth wide receiver. Jody Fortson, he's a good depth tight end. Jonnu Smith, he could have a big role in that offense. In 10 mil, that's it. That's a good deal. Really good deal. Robert Jones, Isaiah Wynn, Jack Dressel, those are all just backup players. Aaron Brewer. That's pretty good, pretty good sized contract. Is he good? I don't think I've ever heard of him. Shaq Barrett, 1 year, 9 mil. Yeah, he's old. 3 DTs right here. I recognize this guy. I think he was pretty good with another team. And then got another D lineman. Jordan Brooks. 30 mil? 3 years? That's pretty good. Anthony Walker. Kendall Fuller. Yeah, that's pretty good for him. Nick Needham. Jordan Poyer. I I don't think he's going to do very good this year. I don't think that's a very big signing at all. Siran Neal, Jake Bailey. The Miami Dolphins, they did pretty good. I think they did pretty good. They didn't make any splashes, but they got what they needed to. They got good players to fill their players from last year. They're going to be better. We don't know yet. Right, moving on to the New England Patriots. QB Jacoby Brissett. I think he's going to start this year. He's a good veteran quarterback that a young guy can learn behind. I could see a rookie having a lot of success, like learning from Jacoby. Jacoby's not bad, but he's just not the caliber of a starting quarterback. Interesting. No idea who that is. Antonio Gibson. That's really cheap for him. He's a good receiving back. He's going to help Jacoby out this year. Kendrick Bourne, 3 year, 19.5 mil. Honestly, I forgot that he was even alive because they didn't use him. Because, yeah, KJ Osborne. I mean, okay. He's not really that good. Jalen Reagor. That's. Come on. He's not going to do anything. Hunter Henry, Austin Hooper. So this is pretty much Hunter Henry's going to get to play all the time, and Austin Hooper's not going to see the field. Wonderful. Mike Onwenu? Oh my gosh. That's a big deal. Huh. Good for him. Okay, these are just backup players. No idea who that is. This guy is pretty good. 1 year, 3 mil a year. I don't know how old he is. How old is this guy? No, he's only 25. Interesting. Armon Watts, interesting. Kristen Ellis, Sione Takitaki. He's going to start for them this year. He's pretty good. I really liked him on the Browns. Mainly just because I love his name. Kyle Duggar, franchise tag, which, I mean, I expected it. He's a good safety and he's going to get franchise tagged. It sucks for him, but business is business. And I mean, he's getting 13.8. That's actually still more than Tyrann Mathieu, which we'll see later. I'm going to give them a B minus. Because these moves are just boring. Moving on to the Jets. Tyrod Taylor. That is a very good backup QB, but if he gets to play, he's going to get hurt within 4 plays. Oh, sorry, Jets fans. I didn't mean to terrify you with the 4 plays reference. Real ones know what I mean. Mike Williams, that's a good weapon. John Simpson. Yeah, they really attacked the offensive tackle spot because, no offense, but their tackles were kind of trash. Lecky Fotu, Javon Kinlaw. He's isn't he really old? Hassan Reddick, that's a big trade. I don't know how they only got him for a third because the Eagles are way over the cap with all their big name players they're signing. Solomon Thomas, interesting. Isaiah Oliver. He was pretty good, wasn't he? No, he was the guy in the 49ers that got picked on all the time. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was on the 49ers. I recognize that name. He was the guy that Puka Nacua roasted in the last game of the season where Carson Wentz threw a touchdown to Puka. Greg Zuerlein. I mean, okay. He's he's unreliable. I hate to say it, but he's unreliable. Thomas Morstead. How long has this guy played? He is old. I'm going to give them an A minus. This is very good. They got what they needed to. Simple as that. Baltimore Ravens. They got Josh Johnson back, which I mean, that's pretty big for Tyler Huntley going out, because I think Huntley's. I don't remember where he is. We'll see him later. Derrick Henry, that is a great contract for him because he needs a ring, bro. He needs it. He deserves it. I hate seeing really good players go out of the NFL without a ring. Nelson Agholor. I mean, okay, he's gonna drop 3 passes. He's gonna catch 3 crazy passes. Josh Jones, Justin Madubuike, that's pretty big because apparently I did not think the Ravens had any good players on their defensive line until I saw that this guy was like 5th in sacks. And I was just like, what the heck? But look at this. 4-year, $98 million. That's some Aaron Donald numbers right there. I did not just say Aaron Donald. Anyway, Brent Urban. Interesting. Chris Board, Malik Harrison, and Arthur Maulet. Wasn't he really good for like one season, then just fell off the face of the earth? The Ravens? I mean, they gotta get an A. They kept who they needed to. They made a splash. And they really don't need that crazy many players because they were really good last year. They just had to build chemistry. Moving on to the Bengals, we got Zach Moss. He's a good. He's pretty much Joe Mixon, too. He's a younger Joe Mixon. That's what he is. T. Higgins, I mean, I don't know how long he's going to be there. Trent Irwin, I mean, he's a good backup player, backup wide receiver, which he might actually get to play more now because I think T. Higgins is going to get traded. Mike Gesicki, that could be pretty big. He's not bad, but he just has not played because he was literally the backup for the Patriots, and it seems like backup Patriot tight ends don't do anything. Tanner Hudson, Drew Sample, Trent Brown. I mean, that could be pretty good for them. He's pretty good. Cody Ford, Sheldon Rankins, Akeem Davis Gaither, Von Bell. Yeah, he was with the Bengals for the Super Bowl run. Geno Stone. I mean, he's boomer bust. The Bengals, I will give them I think a B plus. The only reason it's not an A is because yeah, they didn't get a crazy good running back. Moving on to the Browns. Yep, Tyler Huntley. He went somewhere that, yeah, I knew he went somewhere else. Jameis Winston, he's going to get to play. Deshaun Watson sucks. Dante Foreman, Nyheim Hines. So this just pretty much means that this is smart by the Browns, but it's a little bit of dirty business for Nick Chubb. Because what they're saying here is they don't know if Nick Chubb's going to be good. That's what they're saying here. Jerry Jeudy, trade with the Broncos. I mean, Jerry Jeudy's not very good. James Prochet, Michael Dunn. James Prochet. Why do I recognize that name? Za'Darius Smith. He's an asshole. Shelby Harris, Maurice Hurst. He's old as fuck. Quentin Jefferson, Devin Bush, Jordan Hicks. That could be pretty good for them. He's a pretty much exact placement for Sione Takitaki, except Sione Takitaki is like a lot younger than Jordan Hicks. Jordan Hicks is like 32, 33. Tony Brown, Rodney McLeod, Katie York. They got him back. He's probably going to get cut by week 6. Corey Bojorquez. I mean, he's a punter. I'm going to give them a B minus. They just paid too many people. Or they just gave too much. Especially for Jerry Jeudy and like, yeah. Za'Darius Smith, I think they gave him too much. But overall, they did pretty good. Okay, moving on to the Steelers. What are my thoughts on Justin Fields and Russell Wilson? I agree with Wyatt's World. Russell Wilson is only going to have 1 year with the Steelers. Then he's going to go somewhere else. This is just a Justin Fields development year, which I really don't agree with because Justin Fields is going to be decent. He's going to be a little bit older, and I would like a younger person to learn behind Russell Wilson. But still, Justin Fields could still be very good. He's just got to work on his passing. And who better to learn from than Russell Wilson? Then we got Van Jefferson, which, you know, he holds a soft spot in my heart too. Cordero Patterson, I mean, he's a kick returner. He will do a decent amount this year, but he's not going to do a crazy lot. Oh, they switched him back to wide receiver. That's interesting. They might have just got this wrong, but he has been transferred to a running back. But they transferred him back to wide receiver, it looks like. Which I don't really like. He was a good running back. Montravius Adams, Patrick Queen, that could be a pretty good one. Or Ravens fans are not going to be happy about that. Dante Jackson, acquired in a trade. That he's pretty much a younger Patrick Peterson, is what he is. He is good. Really good. Deshaun Elliott, Miles Killebrew, Cameron Johnston, and Christian Kuntz. The Pittsburgh Steelers. Theirs, I'm actually going to give undetermined because I have no idea with the Russell Wilson Justin Fields situation. Otherwise, I'd honestly give them an A. They did very good. Moving on to the AFC South. So the Houston Texans have got running back Joe Mixon, which I know people are downplaying this, but I think that Joe Mixon could still be very good. I mean, he's better than... He's pretty much an older Devin Singletary, is pretty much who he is. Noah Brown, I mean, that's pretty good depth player. Dalton Schultz, That is a very good deal for him. He is very good. Charlie Heck, Danico Autry. Isn't he old? Isn't he pretty old? Mario Edwards, Tim Settle, Foley Fatukasi. Interesting. Daniil Hunter. That is a big one. If you're going to be playing the Texans next year, you're going to have to get the ball up fast because they have some very good pass rushers. Daniil Hunter is a very good pass rusher, obviously, because he was like third in sacks this year. Danico Autry, he is a very good pass rusher as well. Not even mentioning they have, what's his face, Will Anderson. So you're gonna have three people coming. You're gonna have three people going at your quarterback's throat, like every single passing play. If you're gonna have to beat the Texans, you're gonna have to run the ball on them. You're gonna have to run on them, which could definitely be a weakness if your quarterback knows how to audible. Because pretty much the only person you need to avoid on the Texans is Will Anderson and Azeez Al-Shaair. Run to the other side of those two, and you'll be completely fine. Because they do not have Blake Cashman anymore. I believe he went to the Vikings. Del'Shawn Phillips, good depth player. Mike Ford, C.J. Henderson. That could be pretty good. This secondary is going to be very good. They are going to be very good against the pass. Against the run, these guys are not going to be very good. If these guys go against the 49ers, they're screwed. Plain and simple. Because the 49ers run the ball, and this defense's weakness is going to be the run. That is their weakness. Anyway, they got Kaimi Fairbairn back. That's a pretty big deal for him, but he's an excellent kicker. Tommy Townsend. The Houston Texans grade, I am going to give them an A-. I mean, this is good. They got what they needed to. They kept who they needed to. They made an amazing defense. However, I do see weakness in the linebacker level. Alright, moving on to the Indianapolis Colts. Joe Flacco, he's a very good backup for Anthony Richardson, which he will play this year because everyone knows the Anthony Richardson downfall. He gets hurt. Trey Sermon, forgot he was even alive. Michael Pittman, that's a great deal for him. He is very good. Danny Pinter, interesting. Tyquan Lewis, Gernard Avery. Yeah, these are just all backup players, except for maybe Grover Stewart. I could see him playing. Zaire Franklin. This guy is good. He is good. I would kill to have him on the Rams. Kenny Moore. I mean, he's a really good run support safety. Ronnie Harrison. Yeah, these guys are going to defend the run. That's what these guys are looking to do. The Indianapolis Colts. I am going to give them an A. They did what they needed to. Last year was just a chemistry building year, and they did very good. Besides their quarterback, but if he stays healthy, they're good. And if he gets hurt, oh boy. Joe Flacco Revenge Story Part 2. Moving on to the Jacksonville Jaguars. They got Mac Jones as a backup for a pack of Skittles. Except it's not really a pack of Skittles if they decide for a good choice. Day 2 picks are what wins you championships. Running back D'Ernest Johnson. Wide receiver Gabe Davis, which, I mean, he's really not that crazy good. I would definitely have Calvin Ridley over Gabe Davis. Then Devin Duvernay. Ravens are going to miss him. Josiah DeGuara. I recognize the name, but I don't remember what team he played for before. Blake Hance, Ezra Cleveland. That's pretty good for him. He's a really good guard. Mitch Morse. Yeah, these guys buffed their O-line. Trevor's going to get some time this year. Edge, Josh Allen. I mean, he received the franchise tag, but still, he deserves a long-term deal. Trevis Gibson, Foye Oluokun. Yeah, 45 mil. He deserves it. He is very good. Then we got Eric Armstead, which that's interesting. 3-year deal, 51 mil. That's pretty good. Ronald Darby, very good price for him, I should say. Ronald Darby, Darnell Savage. Yeah, they're good. They did very good moves. The Jacksonville Jaguars, I am going to give them a B. Just because they paid Gabe Davis too much and they didn't make a crazy splash like anywhere, especially on defense. I mean, they got a couple players, but they got to fix that secondary, especially after losing Darius Williams. The Tennessee Titans. They got a backup QB at Mason Rudolph, which will compete with Levis, which I really like. I love QB competitions. They got a running back in Tony Pollard, which is okay. I mean, you gotta pay someone. Calvin Ridley, that's a lot of money for him. Nick Westbrook-Ikhine, he's going to be taking all the targets because apparently the Titans love him. Then we got, I'm not even going to try. Lord Cushenberry. Very, very good name. And yeah, he was pretty good. Or that's pretty good. That is a lot of money though. Sebastian Joseph Day, yet again, shares a soft spot in my heart. Kenneth Murray. The Bengals don't have Chidobe Awuzie. Yeah, the Bengals cornerbacks are screwed. Pretty much. Chidobe Awuzie on the Titans, I could see that being dangerous. Especially with the addition of L'Jarius Sneed as well. Nick Folk. I thought he retired. Morgan Cox, interesting. Love the last name though. I would give the Tennessee Titans a free agency grade of an A minus. They did good. This is really just a building chemistry year for them. They're going to have a lot of their stars in contract for the next few years, which in a couple of years I could see the Titans being a legitimate threat in the AFC. Moving on to the AFC West. The Denver Broncos. They got a fullback in Michael Burton. I mean, they're pretty much irrelevant. Except for if your name is Kyle Juszczyk. Lil Jordan Humphrey. I mean, okay. Josh Reynolds. Okay, he's a good number 3, I guess. Again, he holds a soft spot in my heart, even though he was around before the Super Bowl run. Well, he was around for the first Super Bowl run in 2018 with Jared, but yeah, we all know how that went. 3 points, really? Adam Troutman. I mean, he's a good depth tight end. Matt Parrott. Malcolm Roach. Interesting. Isn't he? He's a decent veteran. Cody Barton. Interesting. Justin Stranad. Brandon Jones. Interesting. PJ Locke. Will Lutz. Yeah, this is pretty good free agency. They're getting a grade, however, of a B because, yeah, they don't have a quarterback. Literally no quarterback. I have no idea what they're going to do. Kansas City shitters, I mean Chiefs. They got a running back, a wide receiver, and a special teamer. Is Bro's name Deebo Samuel? No. Alright. Louis Rezimmit. Never heard of him. We got Marquise Brown. I mean, he's literally just a worse Tyreek Hill. That's who he is. Irv Smith, he's going to get hurt. Chris Jones, that's a lot of money for him. That is a lot of money for him, especially for being 29 this year. He's only got 3 years left. 3 good years left, I should say. Derek Nottie, good veteran. Drew Tranquill, good linebacker. Very good linebacker. Defensive back, Deion Bush, the punt god, for the league minimum. That's funny. James Winchester, interesting. I'll give them a grade of B. Definitely getting some doc because I hate your guts. Anyway, moving on to the Raiders. Gardner Minshew. If you don't know this about me, I love Gardner Minshew. I think he is he's a low tier starter, but he's like the best backup in the league. And a young guy's definitely going to learn a lot from Gardner Minshew. He's not bad. He ain't no Mitchell Trubisky, that's for sure. Amir Abdullah resigned. He's a running back. No one really cares. He's a backup running back. No one really cares. He's a good third down back. Alexander Madison, Andre James, Adam Butler, John Jenkins, Christian Wilkins. That's a very good deal, but he is going to be in Raider jail. Ugh. I don't know what their plan is, but this free agency session is kind of trash for them. Not gonna lie. I'll give them a C minus. Re-signed a couple or signed a couple veteran running backs. Like, they're not gonna be good. Signed Gardner Minshew, which I love that. That's the only reason why this isn't an F. They got a few good players, but they're not going to be very good for the rest of their careers because they are now playing for the Raiders. Alright. Up next, we got the Los Angeles. Alright. Up next, we got the Los Angeles Chargers. We got Easton Stick. Okay. Gus Edwards. He's really not that crazy good. We got Will Dissly, Hayden Hurst. That could be a big deal. Wait a minute. Hayden Hurst. Isn't he, not supposed to play football? because of his injury. I thought he wasn't supposed to play football anymore. But he's playing for the Chargers this year? Brother, you're gonna get yourself killed. Bradley Bozeman, Poona Ford, Troy Dye, Denzel Perryman. Yeah, yeah. I like Denzel Perryman. He's a very good veteran linebacker. Overall, the Chargers, I'm going to give them a B. Actually, no, I'm going to give the Chargers a C. Because who's Justin going to be throwing to? I mean, Will Dissly and Hayden Hurst, that is a very good tight end duo. If Hayden plays, I don't think he's going to be very good because of his injury. I mean, dude, what are you doing? Thank you for watching this AFC free agency reactions video. I will have the NFC one coming out fairly soon. And if you would go follow my TikTok, that would help me out a lot as well. Anyway, thank you for watching. You already know what to do to show support. And I will see you all when the NFC reactions video drops.